Okay, Mr. Christian DT here, aka Chris Tucholske, back from exile. Well, I cannot wait to see you guys' faces when you see what this is. Core design, getting smelted there, yada yada yada. Core presents Los Alamos, New Mexico. And if you guys have not figured this out by now, especially considering this opening is very, very similar to the remake that was made a few years ago. This is the original Tomb Raider. And you're probably wondering why and how it looks so fucking good. Well, that requires a bit of a story. Basically, I'm no longer living where I was. I've moved in with some roommates of mine, and I think I have to let you watch this.
It's hard to say exactly. Try to see the time.
You know what they say about big feet.
Creator of all things bright and beautiful.
Seal it, Larson.
Ma'am.
Feast your eyes on this, Laura. How does that make your wallet?
That's apparently money.
Sorry.
In case you can't tell.
But then you'll like a big park. Peru. Vast mountain ranges to cover. Sheer walls of ice. Rocky crags. Savage winds. And there's this little trinket. An age-old artifact of mystical power is buried in the unfound tomb of...
Well, that was just sprung on us out of nowhere.
You could leave tomorrow. Are you busy tomorrow?
Okay, well, anyway, I'll just kind of go over the menu real quick for you here before I actually tell you what's going on. You got the game where you start it, you got Laura's home where you can train, the controls, of course, the screen adjust, sound. Yeah, okay. Anyway, go ahead and start Tomb Raider, and we will actually go ahead and talk about what's going on, mainly because there's no talking in this scene anyway. I'm no longer living with my mother in her apartment. I've moved in with some friends of mine, as roommates, and one of them had this amazing multimedia cable for basically any type of television attachment for any type of game system. And so yeah, there was an S-Video attachment on there, and it hooks up to the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 3 that I have, and I decided to play around with it and actually figured out how to give things pretty much full quality. It was a very, very bizarre way that I figured it out too, but well, that guy's fucked. It was a very bizarre way that I figured it out, because it turns out that if you have the S-Video activated, you record everything in highest possible quality with the S-Video cable on the Dazzle going into Pinnacle 15, and then you select the speed option and set it to 105%, 100% being normal speed of the clip, so just 5 extra percent faster, and then click the smooth motion feature. It apparently, once the clip finishes rendering, comes out completely deinterlaced in full highest possible quality imaginable. I don't really know how the hell that works, especially considering the fact that the color correction does nothing, and the deinterlace feature does nothing, and the sharpen feature does nothing. Yet somehow speed makes the video perfect. So yeah. And of course, that's the way you have to go there, but I'm gonna go grab a secret first. And well, yeah, so that's the reason it looks that good. You might have noticed, especially with the menu, that I had a little bit of a cropped edge issue, and the reason for that specifically is actually because, oh god, that looks horrible. Yeah, I'm actually watching the not rendered video yet, but anyway, the reason that it's cropped like that is because for some reason when I recorded, or I played this on the PlayStation 3, and when I used the PlayStation 3 to record a PlayStation 1 game in the 16:9 aspect ratio, it basically shrunk, or it recorded it as a widescreen image. Here's another secret. Right up there. It recorded it as a widescreen image, and then shrunk that widescreen image to fit a full screen, and then shrunk the full screen to fit another widescreen, and shrunk that widescreen to fit another full screen. So I ended up having to also put a pan and zoom on it, and I did cut it just a little bit too close. I apologize for that, but it was the best that I could do to get rid of all the fucking borders. So I'm sorry about that, but I did the best I could with what I had. But the other videos look a hell of a lot better. This is basically, this thing came out in full standard definition resolution, which was about as good as I could possibly get on certain PlayStation 3 games with composite cables. With the SD cable, that's basically the quality I'm getting with the old PS1 games, and the PS3 games are actually coming out in full HD with what I'm applying to the video games with the speed feature and all this other shit. So it is looking absolutely amazing. We're going to start redoing video games again, and I hope everyone's happy with this. There's going to be Tomb Raider. We're also doing the brand new Tomb Raider at the same time, just to kind of give people like this crazy contrast of one game over another, so you can see what's going on there. And we're also going to be restarting Spyro and restarting Assassin's Creed 2. And we're going to go straight through the Assassin's Creed series. I am just absolutely thrilled of how good Assassin's Creed 2 looks, because the main problem I was having with that one was that I could not fucking read any of the words on the finished video, and yeah, now we don't have that problem anymore. So that's great. So yeah, why did I quit? Why have I not posted a goddamn thing since January? Well, I got sick and tired of shit. I got sick and tired of like having shitty video quality and not being very good at what I was doing anyway, and I just got too discouraged and I gave up. Plus, there was the fact that I'd lost my job at that point in time. I had been working at a place for over a year and a half. They fired me for very stupid reasons, once again not going into who the employer was or why they fired me. Just believe me when I say it was really fucking stupid. What ended up happening though was I decided, because between what I had managed to save and my severance package, when you get fired you actually get money for being fired. It's really weird. So yeah, between what I had saved, my severance package, and that year's tax return, I actually ended up having enough money to continue paying my bills until August. I ended up with like $800. So I decided, well, I can hold off for now. So I just decided I wasn't going to look for a job until spring, because spring is when all the good jobs start showing up. Around spring and around Halloween. Those are when all of the good jobs start opening up around here. So I decided to try and do that, and it didn't work out for me very well because going back to my OCD issues, because I was not getting out and regularly interacting with people, I started kind of developing agoraphobia, where by the time it got to the point where it was time for me to find a job, I was afraid to leave my apartment and look, because I didn't want to deal with my neighbors, and I didn't want to deal with random people on the street. It all just felt way too fucking stressful, and I was afraid to even put in applications, let alone actually call the places or go to interviews. So it didn't really work out too well for me, but like I said, I ended up moving in with a couple of friends of mine. They helped me out with what I was going through because they understand what it is and what most of my problems are. And things actually ended up turning out pretty good. I ended up getting a new job, which I've managed to keep for a couple months already. Is going on my 3rd month there. And with that, we're planning on starting everything up. We are going to eventually, we're going to start a new channel that's going to have different kinds of reviews, but first off, we need to buy supplies to upgrade my computer. So we still need to buy a brand new hard drive for the laptop. We need to buy a new processor. I need more memory chips. And we need a new editing program. My idea was we were going to go with Sony Vegas and then save up money and get Adobe After Effects to go with Sony Vegas. And then we were going to get another capture card, but after figuring this shit out, I don't think that there's really any need to be honest. Seeing how everything is just coming out perfectly. It's amazing. But yeah, thank you all for being patient. I know I've gotten like a couple of new subscribers since then. So yeah, you guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope you enjoy the newer content that we got going. So yeah. On top of that, what have I been doing for the past few months? Well, I've been writing a book.